Hi Sagittarius, it's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading, and today we have another what I see is a beautiful love reading. That's what I see here, but we'll get into that in just a moment, Sagittarius. And if you would like your own psychic reading, you may always get one. Yes, you may. They're accurate. I'm a Silva grad. And also, we do the tarot spread at the end. So I find this to be very complete. And because you get both types of insight. If you would like a free psychic reading with Mystic Sense, that link is below. Don't confuse it with me. I am Mystic Gem. Yeah, if you would like a tarot reading unto itself, you may get one of those. I use oracle cards with it, and you definitely get a few readings in, so we can definitely kind of look closer, right? With different decks. Yeah, that's how I do it. So let's get into this, Sagittarius. And we have in the reading, Truth Be Told. And this reading is about somebody who is removing their mask about how much they love you. Here's the mask down here. And the little owl it said, I couldn't have had that mask on, right? It's a human mask, and I'm just a little owl. Well, the owl is opening the door to wisdom, of course, right? It's a very Sagittarian thing, wisdom, right? Isn't it? And then, all the hearts are fluttering out of the door, and here's the big blue sky inside. And this is a 5, so this is difficult change or chaotic change. Yeah, 5s are not good, right? Yeah, I'll take $500,000, yeah, any day. Or even 5,000, excuse me, guys. But 5s are difficult. They are in the tarot. They are with the Order of the Magi, right? And they just are. They're difficult. They're also difficult with numerology, of course, because it's a number, and right? It's really originally based from numerology. And so we have, Sagittarius, a change in the wind. So somebody who loves you is accepting the truth. It's hard for them to accept it in a way, or it has been hard for them. Maybe they were lying to themselves with this mask on, right? They were thinking, I'm really good looking. Just kidding, Sagittarius. And maybe they thought they were, it, right? Right. And so, but once they remove the mask, now change is coming. Change is coming to your life, and definitely their life as well. A change in the wind, and we see the zebra. And interesting thing about zebra, when I was a kid, I always used to kind of trip on zebras. But for me, I see zebra as duality, or the polarity that really exists in our universe, right? And even with who we are, of course, with everything. Because we are a certain sun sign, but we have the lower and the higher self. So our job is to leave the lower self, or remove the shadow side. And if we have it, most of us have some, trust me. And become our best and live fully, become our best selves. So that's what the zebra always reminds me of. He does. They used to have gum with a zebra on it. They did. Way back in the day. You wouldn't know. I think it was called Fruit Stripe, right? Because he's got stripes. And here he's got the little gazebo here, basically on his back. A change in the wind, and of course the what do they call the compass is blowing, right, from north to south. And so interesting how he's headed this way. He's headed backwards. So at least according to the compass. So this is somebody who returns, or somebody who's living a whole different life now, Sagittarius. A change in the wind. Yeah. And we have message of concern. This is a 5, and this is somebody getting a message that is bothering them. She's grabbing her heart, Sagittarius. Yeah. Not because she ate too many eggs. They're good for you. And and so the message of concern, it's a 5, and she's reading this upsetting message. Somebody could be leaving something here because of this. Yeah. And so your person or you, right, could be either or. We have sudden wealth reverse. This is 2. It's a number 11, and love numerology because it's so real, right? So this is about 2 people. It's a number 11. When we reduce it, it is the number 2. It's about 2 people who end up in It's not victory. They end up in loss, sudden wealth reversed, and the woman reading the concerning message, right? She might have said blippity blip after that. She could have, right, Sagittarius? Yeah, she might have. We have the main male reversed. This is whoever this is. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're the main male, but whoever this person is here is in the reverse, like not good. Right? Yeah, you don't want to be in the reverse. You don't. Just like you don't want your bank account in the reverse. Yeah, you don't want to backpedal. Sometimes it'll work, but usually, unless you're going back to something great. But the major gist of backpedaling is, you're not making progress in your life, right? We have solitude and we have the dark card. Now, these are two women here. It doesn't have to mean that they are two separate women. In fact, this is either you or your person. So she's in solitude with a broken heart, Alejandra Pizanark, right? And so she's hiding out, or just kind of in quietude all by herself, and that's fine. This is how we accomplish reflection or contemplation, right? For sure. And we have Sylvia Plath, who basically put her head in the oven because her husband was cheating. And these stories are relevant on some level. For sure they are, because that's what came out here. And she already had emotional problems. Don't like to talk mean, but this is this is written, and this is for the public to read. She had emotional issues, and her husband, and she was like a highly acclaimed poet, I believe. Yeah, I even saw her work when I was in the bookstore. I don't know, like 6 months back or something like that. But I did see her work, but I was too busy looking at, other things, kind of like astrology, and I wasn't really looking for poetry. And so she's supposed to be kind of an acclaimed poet, or she was, or a poetress, right? And so the point about it, though, is that she already had issues, and her husband was also a university teacher. She was too, but he was cheating on her. So here she is, really, really angry. And this can talk about fighting, because this is called the dark, but it can talk about fury, and somebody is furious, and she was, trust me, to the point where she took her own life. But she's holding the soup, kind of, or a spell, with kind of the third eye over it, and she's in a trance here. So she, maybe she tried to invoke a spell. She could have, but you can tell she's in a spell. And down here is her skirt, and which is red veins with blood. Yeah, and so are her fingernails. Ouch. They're opposite of mine, Sagittarius. Mine are not pointy, and they're not, they don't have any red on them. I don't want this kind of a manicure, though. No, I don't. And the dark. And so, like I said, she took her life. But there could be fighting here because somebody received a message of concern they didn't like. Right? Or she's really upset. She's grabbing her heart, and the look on her face is sad and very concerned, right? The message of concern. So there could be a relationship breaking up here with this zebra headed back, or maybe somebody just really, maybe really suffered, possibly. Your person maybe could have really suffered just on their own if they were not with somebody else. Yeah. And the thing I wanted to say about this card is that my granddaughter's birthday, which was, I think it was like almost 3 years ago this month, we went to the snow. Maybe it was 2. No, it was 3 years ago. We went to the snow, and she was 4 years old. She's a little Pisces, right? And she's super, she's psychic, she is. And she's so cute. But, I opened this deck because we went into town to eat, and, we went into the bookstore, and I opened the deck, and this is the first card she saw in the car. She goes, she's mean, right? Yeah, but she was mean to herself, right? She was. Yeah, really interesting. So let's see what we have, Sagittarius. And let's see what we got for you guys. And yeah, let's see what we have for Sagittarius. Waiting for a new deck, you guys. I'm kind of excited because it's different. Yeah, I like it's based on, the major. It's based on the traditional deck, but just a little different. We like to have a little bit different, right? Like the 10 of Swords looks a little different, but there's still 10 swords. Yeah. So there's somebody's leaving something. You or your person, Sagittarius. Remember, as I mentioned, the readings can be switched. And here he is leaving, and uh, he's getting to the other side of the shore with his 3 swords. He's leaving 3 behind, which is really interesting because, oh no, he's taking 4 and he's leaving 2. So what this means is that he came towards stability. 4s are about your foundation. He made the trip to find stability. He's leaving the 2 here. So this is a major change. It's a transformation. It's leaving something behind you don't want anymore, that doesn't work. There definitely could be a breakup for some in this reading. And I don't mean you and this person, because you are the change in the wind, Sagittarius. Yeah, you are about the owl, the mask, and the zebra. And so the zebra talks about change, especially backwards. And then, the little owl with the mask talks about we need to be truthful here. In order to be wise, in order to accept the truth and live with wisdom, not a lie. Yeah, Sagittarians don't like to live with a lie. No, we don't. Yeah. Let's see what we have here. Unless we're in our lower selves. I know a couple, but definitely one here. Oh my goodness. I feel like he needs help. And, I can get in his natal chart. And in his natal chart, he's actually my brother, you guys. And in his natal chart, he can see the vulnerabilities, or every chart there are squares. There's plight in every chart. So when we look at there's blocks. And so, if you ever felt confused or kind of blocked about something you want, or just kind of you don't understand entirely maybe why you do things, it shows up in your natal chart. It definitely does. It shows the things that you want, the things you need to work on. It definitely can, especially where Chiron is, like the wounded healer, what you need to heal in your life. And so we come into the world with these things. It's really interesting. But the idea of astrology really is to leave the lower self. And that's what I mean about polarity. Leave the lower, learn what it is, and learn why. It could be based on a placement that you have nothing to do with. You were just born with that. And now, with the astrology bringing the wisdom, you can leave that behind. Yeah. So let's see what else we have, Sagittarius, in the reading, right? Yeah, if you want to get your chart, definitely, you guys, go see my Divine Soul Astrology. It's just started, but I've been doing charts for a while now, and it can really help you with your life path, for sure. It is your map. Instead of telling you how to get to, San Francisco or San Jose or wherever you're going, it tells you how to live your best life. Yeah, how to get there. Yeah. Okay. So let's get back to this, Sagittarius, and thanks for listening. Okay, 6 of Swords, Page of Cups. So this person's calling you or contacting you here to tell you they're in transition, or they are in transition in order to offer you this cup, and definitely following their intuition. And we see with the owl, intuition is wisdom. Yeah, it's interesting because my daughter told me the other day that, she definitely needs to step into her intuition, because she's learning, though. If she went somewhere and she said, I had a bad feeling about that person before, and then something happened later on. I go, well, you didn't trust your intuition. And she just sat there quietly. So she knows, that her mother's telling her the truth. Ordinarily, she'd go, what? Not really. Right? Yeah. Okay. 9 of Wands, Sagittarius. This is somebody who is plugging forward, but they don't know if you're going to believe them, or if you want their cup. Page of Cups. They don't know how you're going to receive this message. I feel like this person has kind of told somebody else or left somebody else who could have been really angry, or maybe emotionally really agitated, emotionally affected, really hurt here. This woman was really hurt. And so is this lady, Solitude. And this could be the person who's coming. Possibly they have a broken heart because they maybe had to leave somebody else or something. But this is definitely a change in the wind. I'm changing my life. I'm turning around. Yeah, we saw that with the compass pointing basically kind of north here. Does it say north here? It actually says south. And the zebra turned the backwards and going north. So this is a huge change. It's like a turnaround, right? It's a U-turn. Somebody's making a U-turn, Sagittarius, right? Yeah. So this right here is somebody who has been like afraid a little bit, and beat up, and they could have been beat up because of some other situation, but they're feeling resilient here, and that resilience is great, right? It's a very Scorpio type of, right? Scorpios are resilient. Yeah, they are. And so because the planet of death and transformation, right? So they're not afraid of death. No, they're not usually, especially the evolved ones. And then also Scorpio is about power and intensity. So, so here he is, right? Being resilient, right? Even though he kind of suffered here. Okay, now in the past, right, is the Five of Cups. And this is somebody who grieves something. That's the same person who's holding the broken heart. That's what she's holding, and she's in solitude. She's in this dark room all by herself, and she's thinking about her past. Here's the doll, kind of. And here's the bird, and these flowers, and definitely gaining wisdom, or gaining some kind of messages with the birds here, like internal communication here. Definitely with that solitude card. That's when you learn about yourself, when you are in introspection, for sure you are, and with other experiences, right, that kind of throw you. You're like, what happened over there, kind of, right? And so the mindset here is healing. Four of Swords. And we're not gonna go ahead and clarify a bunch of cards today, just because I like to do the reading different. Yeah, I do. Variety. Sagittarius needs variety. Yeah. Routine is, oh my goodness, please help, no routine. Right? Yeah, help. And so Four of Swords is over here, and this is, the mindset is healing. In this reading, somebody wants to heal this with you, and they could be suffering, or they could have suffered something. They could have broke up with somebody. The number 11 is in the reverse. This can talk about a couple in the reverse. Although it's sudden wealth, it doesn't have to be reversed. It doesn't have to be somebody's losing money necessarily, sudden wealth, right? This can be a sudden misfortune for somebody, the sudden wealth card reversed. And that's what's going on. Somebody's getting some type of a message here of concern here, of something less, far less than fortunate. All right. Yeah, the Ten of Wands is in the reading. This is confirming some type of a completion. Yeah, but it is somebody who drops the burden. They're like, they can't, I feel like it's, I can't live a lie anymore, because the overall energy with the oracle spread is truth be told. I can't live this lie anymore. Even if I have to deal with chaotic change, the number 14, which is a 5, right? Yeah. Yeah, which is really interesting, because I feel like the age of 14 is, I feel like Saturn comes along when you're 12. I'm pretty sure, maybe it's 14, but when Saturn comes along in every adolescent's life, or every every child's life, every person's life, it brings restrictions. We're not kids anymore. Now we have to follow these rules. Interesting. So here, though, Sagittarius, with this difficult change, the number 14, which is a 5, somebody accepts the truth here. But like I said at the start of the reading, it's not easy to accept it, because something else is going on that they have to contend with. Yeah. And so here's the burden being dropped. I'm not going to live this lie anymore. It's too heavy to carry, right? Yeah. And the concerning theme in the reading is the Six of Pentacles. This is give and take, fairness, stability, possibly, but it's definitely harmony. The sixes are priorities and responsibilities. I need to have harmony. That's the concerning message here. Somebody needs harmony in their life. And here's another 6. Balance. That's what they need. They need balance. And so being truthful with, either you're being truthful with yourself about some external situation here, or this person is. Now, maybe it's their ego, or just possibly. And for some, it would be that, because ego can really, it can ruin everything. It really can. right? We need to identify with ourselves, which is Aries, the first house. And so, I don't know what your first house is, but we need to identify with ourselves in a healthy way. But not be prideful and arrogant, right? Which the first house sometimes can talk about that, right? Egotistical because it is the ego. All right, so which is the self-identity, right? Is what we have when we are born, right? A little bit later, we start to identify with who we are. Yeah, and so over here, Sagittarius, don't get confused here. We do have a healing. It is the mindset here. There's regret here in the past, and there's grieving. And this makes a lot of sense over here with the solitude card for regret. We have the main male card. She's in solitude because she got hurt, or she broke her heart, or she broke somebody else's heart. But there is regret here. There's regret for not accepting the truth earlier, truth be told. Yeah. So let's get a card. We will get one card. The mindset is the Four of Swords with the Nine of Wands. Here's the Wounded Warrior again. He's a little tougher there. He looks like I'm going to have what I want. Don't bother me. Remember, the nines are, it's a Nine of Wands. The nines are about completions. So in the concerning message here is to have balance. And this person's going to be fair with you. Yeah, because this is like, truth be told, I really love Sagittarius with the little door here and the owl standing on the mask, like, you go down below. That was a big lie. I love Sagittarius. And then the hearts come fluttering out. This is truth be told. Once the truth is accepted here, there's going to be a harmony in your life, a harmony in their life, and a give and take relationship. In the environment is a decision that's already been made. The sword is out. The bird is ready to be launched or released. I don't know if you launch a bird, you probably launch a plane, but he's ready to be released here for a new beginning, and wisdom. Birds bring wisdom. Yeah, there's a wisdom to birds. There definitely is. And the owl is a bird, right? Even though I never really kind of think of him as a bird. I think of him as I don't know, an evolved short man or something like that, right? Here's a Chariot, Sagittarius, and this is the hopes and desires, and this is somebody taking control of their life. This is a hope for victory. It's a hope to overcome past obstacles, because here we have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups talks about the past. It talks about past regrets or grieving from something from the past. It definitely does, and it talks about change because it's a 5, and in the potential outcome is the Emperor, and he's standing with his power. I'm going to do whatever I need to take control of my life and my empire, which is their life. And he has the ram with it. Maybe somebody's Aries here, but this is, this is like, I'm taking control of my life. And this is also interesting because this is based on like the first house. This is like, I kind of fixed my ego here. Remember, I told you about the first house, which is how you identify in the world, or your ego. Your ego is how you see things, or what you feel about yourself, and like how you describe yourself. But it's when it gets like heavy, where you become arrogant, or you have such insecurities because of your ego. But this is the Emperor is standing in his power with his kind of fixed ego. Yeah, where he sees kind of how to control his empire or his life in this very wise way. Yeah, it's very interesting. There's a lot of action here as well, because this is based on Aries. And this is based on a new beginning, because Aries is the first sign, and the Emperor is based on the description, or kind of the archetype of the first sign, which is cardinal, but also the Fool, right? So we're going to end this reading, Sagittarius. Yeah, and interesting too, you guys, the number 4 is the Emperor. He's bringing stability, because 4s are stability. Yeah. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.